Right mate, Slimy here, and welcome back to more Sonic 2. Now, last time I think I explained everything about, well, what was going on. And the reason why there's been like 2 weeks since, like, this video and the last one, is because just some more stuff cropped up, and just needed, you know... I was going to say, like, scene 2, but it was more stuff like, I was doing stuff with people, like, my friends over, was making another video with a friend actually.
That and the phrase yourself, because our family has had and
there was also a part where I don't even know why it's a part, but like a bit where what's it called? We might have like a cousin over for a bit, and then that never ended up happening. I was like really prepared for that to happen. So essentially, I put like editing this video on hold and that, because this is, like I said with the last one, a read-up, and if you're not aware of what happened last time, computer issues and a toothache as a result of wisdom teeth. So that's basically what happened last time. Now I did mention something about like computer issues, but I found out something else daft that's been going on with the computer. But for some reason, and this only happens if I've got Discord open. If I have Discord open, I've not checked Discord app, but I've done like Discord browser. If I have that open and I'm in a voice call with someone, and I'm playing a game that's on, you know, like going through the capture card, for some reason, it will cause the computer to like mess up, and I don't know, it just causes the image to glitch out on the camera and that. Well, not camera, but the capture card, that's what I'm meaning. And it basically just results in, well, being unable to record stuff. Unless I lower the actual like aspect ratio of the video that I'm recording, so it's like much lower quality, like I think like 480p or something daft like that. But essentially it's one of them things where me and Chaos were messing around with it for about 4 hours. Because Chaos just randomly pops up and said, "Oh, do you want to like do a Splatoon thing?" And it's like, yeah, I'd be up for it. But it was the first time that I've done it ever since I've like redone this computer to Windows 10. And I just thought it was going to work, especially considering I got the new graphics card and that. And apparently, no, it's just something's causing an issue. I'm still yet to figure out exactly what that something is, but I do suspect it has something to do with Discord voice call. Other than that, I've just kind of been doing a lot of stuff, like either I've had friends over, or I've been talking to people, or like I said, there's at least 2 days where a cousin was supposed to come over, and then that never ended up happening, so I'd set aside that entire day to, you know, just in case anything happened, and then nothing ended up happening. That just kind of bothered me. But finally I've got a little bit of time to actually just sit down, do some recording, or in this case read up. And in this one, we're partway through like Sonic 2, and that is like, it's kind of funny because this entire series right now, like the Sonic 2 portion is just going to be entirely read-ups at this point, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of all over the place. And I was hoping to really get back into the recording quite recently, but yeah, stuff just kept cropping up, didn't it? So, but let's actually just like talk about games and stuff, because I feel like that's the main reason that, you know, someone would probably watch, you know, these videos. I don't know why, but I had a dream very recently that I started getting loads of subscribers, and yeah, that's not gonna happen. Kind of reminds me of once I actually had a dream, like, maybe like a year and a half ago. I had a dream that I just made a video where I just like booted up the video recording software and then just like put a PNG of some guy's avatar on the screen. I don't even know who it was. All I always remember is I just put some guy's avatar on the screen and I just turned around, made a video and said, you know this guy right here? This guy is cringe. And that is all I said, and I just posted it to YouTube without like explaining what I meant by it. But for some reason, like, the video got loads and loads of views, and then like I ended up with like 52,000 subscribers from it. I don't think that would actually work as a strategy for getting more subscribers, so I'm not going to do it, and I wouldn't recommend anyone else does it, but I don't know, dreams don't really make much sense, to be honest. I had some really unhinged ones. I had one where I dreamt that Square Enix had officially renamed Sephiroth to Salamander, and in doing so, Twitter had like a field day with like making memes. I completely forget that in this level alone I died like 5-6 times just due to my own stupidity. But yeah, there was that dream, and then there was another dream that I had that was like, I was watching a web series that was on YouTube. I have no clue what it was or what it was about or anything, but specifically there was a scene where like the animated version of Mr. Bean and like Mr. Crocker were, well, from Fairly Odd Parents, were fighting in the middle of like a rainy street, and what happens is Mr. Crocker's got the Buster Sword and Mr. Bean has got nothing but just like an umbrella. And they're like having a proper like anime style sword fight and everything. And in the end, Mr. Bean just like jams the end of the umbrella into Mr. Crocker's mouth and then opens it up and then just like decapitates him. And this entire time, like, SpongeBob is watching the fight from the other side of the road. And as he's watching that, a car comes by and just rolls over it. And it's one of them dreams that like really sticks out to me because one, how stupid and absurd it is, and two, the fact that I actually did like a little crappy drawing with it. Actually, speaking of drawings, I actually cursed the Minecraft community recently by drawing this specific image just literally yesterday. So yeah, there's something to think about. But seeing as we're actually getting near the end of this cabbage-filled dungeon, really there's no other way to describe it. I'm guessing it's supposed to be like crystals, but it really does look like it's made out of cabbages or something. There is specifically an area in this that I really do want to talk about, and I think I spend maybe about a solid 4 or 5 minutes getting to it, simply because I just keep messing up. Like, at one point I think I overshoot it, and then another point I end up like dying too early or something daft like that. But there is actually, I'm not actually going to be doing the full of this zone here, because there is actually in fact a secret in this that they actually included in the phone version of the game and ported over into this one. And obviously people who have played Sonic are like really gonna know what I'm on about here, but there is in fact the somewhat, well, I'm not even gonna say somewhat legendary, but the legendary Hidden Palace Zone is actually in this version of the game, and it's fully playable. There's only one zone of it though, but there is an infamous pit in this level that when you fall down it, you actually end up in Hidden Palace Zone. And originally, in the original versions of the game, it was a case that it was just a bottomless pit with spikes in it. Well, actually, no, it wasn't even bottomless then, you idiot. It was just a pit with spikes in it. And it was infamously the pit that if you played as Super Sonic, you ended up getting, like, stuck at the bottom of it. But because you were invincible, you were, like, you couldn't get out, but you couldn't get hurt. So you had to just wait out the ring timer until you became... Is vincible even a word? If you became that, and then like ended up just like instantly dying as a result. But they changed it in this version so you could actually fall down the pit and then find Hidden Palace Zone. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get towards here. Now I know roughly where it is, like as I was doing this recording I'd only ever encountered it like twice. So I'm trying to get to that exact location, but as you can see, I'm also trying not to get killed on the way there because I've not walked past the checkpoint yet. But it is a very neat thing that they included. I think it's not too far from here actually. Yeah, that's it there. See where the bridge just came down? I realised that that is the place it was supposed to go down. So I just jump into this pit and then wait to respawn, so... I'm not particularly the most observant or bright people, evidently, but I think this is the one where I just try to run as fast as I can all the way to the end. And I think I end up messing this one up because I'm kind of daft like that. Also, I may as well just mention it about this like music track, but like, am I the only one who hears like the clown music in it though? Well, not now that I've got like the super thing here, but there is like that, the clown music to it. I know it's actually called like the March of the Gladiators or something. And it was like, I can't remember the guy's name, Julius something. I know like Tumblr memes the man, but what's it called? He like deliberately made the music for like gladiators to walk out to war to. Or like, well not even gladiators, but like soldiers. But it's over the time been used for circuses and now it's just like the clown theme. And it's also now like the theme of like dumb people on the internet. I also heavily associate with me. Do you ever just like talk so fast that you say like 4 or 5 words at exactly the same time? It's incoherent nonsense. But yeah, I also just heavily associate it with like Five Nights at Freddy's now, just because of the amount of like clownery going on with that series. Hopefully that's the last time I ever have to mention that series on this channel, because yeah, I don't have very many like fond opinions of it. Like the first game was alright, it was an interesting gimmick and you know what's it called, but then like Scott started going absolutely mental with stuff. And now there's stuff like everyone reincarnating into the purple guy and emailing yourself from hell and time traveling ball pits, and the US military struggling with the FNAF mech and losing to it. I don't know, it's just... And the pizza place just like owning every big company in the entire world. So the things that the more and more I hear about this series from like FNAF fans, the more and more I think, God, I'm glad that I'm like, I got out of this, like having interest in this series, because God, it sounds like a mess now. But yeah, other than that kind of game, or more so a game I'm not very fond of. On the subject of better games, yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, as of doing this dub, like 2 weeks later, is still not out yet. Capcom, what are you playing at? I know a lot of people like say, oh, it was going to be coming out for Evo and that, but like, that never happened. Now everyone's saying that it's going to be coming out on some like in a week and a half's time for some big like game show thing. Not like game show, but game show as in a show with games and not a show where people play trivia questions, you know what I mean? But it's just one of them things where I just feel like I'm in a constant state of waiting for this game. And it was announced like, as of now, over 2 months ago now. And it won't be far off 3 months at this point. Which is kind of a long time to be waiting for what's basically a port of some arcade games. I mean, yeah, you could make some argument that, what's it called, some like arcade games in the 90s were like that, but I mean, that was kind of the 90s, when they had to like fully remake games. I'm pretty sure nowadays they're just like actually using the ROMs. In fact, I'm pretty sure with the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, it's going to be handled a lot like the Capcom Fighting Collection, where it literally is the arcade like game ROMs, but just like slightly patched, so that all like the worst glitches are removed from it. I think the only like major things that I'm aware of the like the Marvel vs. Capcom collection that's like actually been altered is making stuff like Cyber Akuma and that playable from just like the start of the game rather than having to input code. The same thing that they did with regular Akuma in the Capcom Fighting Collection. And then there's also the fact that is it Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter? I think it might be, because there's like a strange way the series went on, because it started with X-Men Children of the Atom, and then they snuck in Akuma into the game. I think it was Cyber Akuma they snuck in, and then from there they did X-Men vs. Street Fighter, then Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, then Marvel vs. Capcom, then Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then 3, and then Infinite, aka the one that not many people actually like. And then I think that's where we are today, and a lot of people are hoping to do like a proper fourth one, or a fifth one. But I know in one of the ones before Marvel vs. Capcom became Marvel vs. Capcom, there was a character that was created by a comedian, and the character was called like Norimaro, and his entire gimmick is that he's a guy in school who looks like he's about 48, and he doesn't have any special like anime powers or anything like wacky like that. It was just like a regular guy, and he fought with like throwing books at people and falling over because his shoelaces weren't tied, just like, you know, random stuff like that. But I know that whenever the game was brought over to the US, that they literally just like straight cut the guy from, you know, from the game, because they didn't think the joke was that funny, and nobody in the US would really get who the character was anyway. So it's just one of them things where... Actually, that reminds me, they almost did something similar with Marth in Smash Bros. When they released Smash Melee in America, they actually turned around to Nintendo of America and said, "We know Fire Emblem isn't out in America yet, so you have our permission, if you want to remove Martha and Roy from the game, as the American players won't know who they are." But Nintendo of America just kind of kept them in, probably because it was, one, a lot of effort to remove two characters from a game, and two, because I mean, what if people actually liked the characters, which ended up being the case anyway. And then I think they kind of seen the opportunity then in, well, hold on a minute, if we get people interested in Fire Emblem from Smash Bros, then we'd be able to release Fire Emblem over in the US, and that's what they did. I actually just really like doing this here, where you just like bounce over everything. I wish you could bounce over them like canisters or whatever they are, because I don't know, it'd just be really fun to continue that long chain of being bounced like 400 feet up into the air. I do feel like at times this level kind of like takes a bit of a long time with all these like cannon things and that, but that's really nothing compared to the next level. But you know, think about it, we've actually done like what, 3-4 levels in this video, because this one's almost over now. But I know the next one, because I've already recorded the next part. The next level in Metropolis Zone is really way too long. Wait, that was just Act 1! Wow, that was so long that I actually thought it was 2 acts. But yeah, what's it called? So the next level in Metropolis Zone takes like a solid 7 or 8 minutes or something. Whenever it goes to, like, how long it took for me to actually beat the full thing. Just because it's 3 acts and the map loops. It's also probably, I'm going to be honest, the most difficult level in the game. But to be honest, this game isn't that hard. It's more occasionally you just get hit a lot in that level. I think the hardest part in this game, though, is the, I'd say, boss rush in massive air quotation marks. At the end, where you have to fight 2 bosses back to back, and one of them has got like a really small hurt box. But it's not even that the hurt box is small. It's more so that he's just got like 7 different hitboxes you have to watch out for that cover his hurt box. I have no clue what I'm trying to like achieve there, but I was trying it. It's definitely a he was doing his best kind of moment. I think I was just kind of like shocked for a second then that I just phased through the floor, but then I remembered that this is a platformer and that kind of just happens. I know this is like excellent commentary where I'm stopping every few seconds to actually like think of something to say, but like I almost like stood directly under that, but then I realised, well, this is a game where invincibility doesn't protect you from being crushed, so I thought, yeah, I'm not going to risk that. Actually, it's just a really weird side tangent about this level, but I feel like I'm the only person who actually really liked this level in Sonic Mania. It was like an unexpected level, like nobody anticipated this game, you know, being, well not this game, but this, because everyone anticipated this game being in Mania in some way. Nobody anticipated this level of all levels being Mania in some way, is what I mean. Because this is just kind of that level that I guess nobody really thinks of. And this boss isn't particularly that hard. And there is a way to completely cheese it by just like sitting underneath these little walls here. Just completely avoid being shot. And then all you do is just wait for an Eggman to resurface and there we go! Completely laughable that, but I say as I'm not laughing, but if you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time! Bye!